Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do other socially things scrolling past you on the screen right now. And follow me on patreon.com/earlymorningbarking or hit the join button below, showing you and pointing with my fingers. It's probably down there. And you'll get extra videos every week. And also I'm now going to post the live streams that happen live on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight UK time. And they're going to be posted after the fact on the members area, and that always makes me giggle. I'm a child. On the members area and on the Patreon. So I'll see you there. Thank you for your support, everybody. I came to talk to you today about why the narcissist has no faith in you. We don't have faith in anybody. This is difficult. This proves very difficult in life. We don't have faith in people to do what they say they're going to do, or be capable of what they say they're capable of. Why would we? You're only going to let us down because you're awful, and you're not going to do things with the same level of care and attention that I can. Sorry. It's kind of simple, really. Why do we have no faith in you? Can we have faith in you? Really? Terrible, isn't it? Absolutely bloody awful. It's kind of indefensible, and it comes with this feeling of trying to be above everybody else. When you think you're above everybody else, then everybody else is clearly capable of less than you are, because you're above them. So can you trust that their level of doing things, whatever that might be, is good enough? This comes out a lot for me, or it did in the work environment, right? Who can you really have faith in? Who can you really trust to create a thing that I think is great, really? It's difficult. It really is. And it's actually more complicated than that, because for me, it comes with a sort of frustration. It's not that I wanted ever to be completely and entirely, exclusively the best at something. I would be happy, this is just me, maybe other narcissists are different, I don't know, but I would be happy being considered to just be very good at something. And one of those people who are very good at something. Like, who's the best guitarist? We could argue for weeks on this, right? Who's the best guitarist? In what genre? In what way? Playing what style? When? What performance? With what? What is worth what something else is worth? Who knows? It all comes down to opinion at the end of the day. But you can agree on who is a damn good guitarist, right? In the world of music, that's easy to do. And I would be happy just to be considered a damn good guitarist. No, really. In real life, I'm less bothered about. I mean, that would be cool. Obviously, there is a thing behind me. I can't play it. I play the bass one more. I can't play the other one. But it would be cool to magically suddenly be an awesome guitarist. But I think you get my point. And so I don't need to exclusively be the best at something necessarily. That's me. There's definitely going to be the narcissists out there who actually need to be. Do you know what? I'm talking rubbish. Do you know what I'm talking rubbish. I was happy for there to be a sort of an elite. People who I trusted. I always wanted there to be people who I trusted, people who I did have faith in. And there were people I trusted and do trust to this day and have total faith in what they do. And would bow to their knowledge and experience in particular areas without hesitation. And back when I was working with other people, that was the case. There were some people that I trusted as much as I trusted myself. The truth is, I still saw myself as somewhat above. Right? It was like, yeah, we were all the best. Or some of us were the ones I had considered to be, deigned to be so, were the best. But I still saw myself on top of it. And I had this, I was happy for there to be a group of people. I think it's because in order to be admired for being really good at something, you have to have a group of people who can appreciate how good you are at it. Right? If I say somebody is an amazing artist, that might be nice, but it doesn't necessarily carry as much weight as somebody saying it if they're like a professional art critic. And so if you're the narcissist that is above everybody, you need to still have an elite group of people that you kind of do have faith in, that you kind of do trust, because they need to be able to appreciate you, right? They need to appreciate the brilliance that we work on. They have to be very good, at least. And then you have everybody else below them that we have no faith in. Because for whatever reason, you aren't lifted up and elevated to that elite level. I imagine that is different for other narcissists, but I don't know. You want to be the best at something. There's that. And there's a lot of things in the world that you can be the best at. But I think mine, because I never did anything that was outright competitive, right? The things that an individual can be the best at tend to be very competitive things. You can be literally the fastest man to run 100 yards. That's, there are things that are indisputable best person at this thing, whatever. But what I did was far more ethereal. You couldn't necessarily be considered the best at it. And I don't know who anybody would say is the best at it now. I mean, God, we're talking about podcasting. Who's the best at podcasting? In the same way that someone is the best at running 100 meters, or the best at throwing a javelin, or the best at driving a Formula One car. These are measurable things. We compete in those. Right? If you want to know who's the best at throwing a javelin, we give everyone a javelin and see how far everyone can throw it. The person who throws it the furthest is the best. Easy. Who's the best at YouTube? Really, who's the best at it? Are we going to argue that it's the person with the most subscribers, or the person with the most views, or the person with the most watch time? Is it the person with the best production? How do we judge that? How do we compare production? Like, what? Is someone a better YouTuber than me because they have fancy animations and other things in their show? But my show doesn't need them. So does that, I don't know, does that make them better than me because they do? It's unmeasurable. You can't compete at that. You can't do that sort of thing. I wanted to, but you can't. And so I was always content to be considered, I wanted to be considered an authority. That kind of thing. It still kind of irks me that I'm not. I saw myself as one of the first people doing something. I was industry leading. I was breaking new ground day after day, doing things no one else had done before. And I wanted that recognition for it. So I needed people who I could have faith in to appreciate how brilliant I was. I'm not sure they really did. I think they were a lot more grounded in reality than me. But below them were the people I had no faith in. You can see when people don't view things the same way as you. You can see when they're content with what you consider to be less. And it comes up so often because we can be so picky. And it's so easy to be picky and find fault in others than it is to find it in ourselves. Right? I've often wished that in creative times, that I could just be presented with something half finished and correct it, because I'm better at correcting stuff than I am at creating stuff in the first place. So if we can find fault in others so easily, so quickly, because we set impossible standards, most of the time, which we don't tell people, by the way, we set impossible standards in our heads and procedures and rules and all these sorts of things, and we decide them. And then just don't tell anybody about them until you don't do them. And then we go nuts at you, which is shocking and surprising and upsetting. And like, why are you angry at me? Well, you've broken this rule. You didn't tell me it was a rule. Yeah, but you've broken it. And we do that. And the fact that you didn't think of it as well means you are less than. So how can we have faith? It takes a lot. I'm always wanting to have it. And to be clear, 3 years into treatment, I'm a lot more trusting of people. I have a lot more faith in people, and I give people the benefit of the doubt as much as I possibly can. Because, like I say, I want to have faith in people. I want to believe in people. I want to be able to rely on them. I want them to be happy and do well. I want them to be good at what they do and get something out of it. I want to have faith in people. I want to know they'll do the right thing. But most importantly, I need to be able to control it when they don't, right? Because, God, we're talking about people. How often do people do the wrong thing according to you, according to me? Whatever that may be, right? You can think of a billion examples. People are idiots. Right? If we're going to go through life waiting for people to not let us down, then, we're stuck already. That's going to happen, right? So you have to sometimes try and have faith in people, and you have to let it go when people let you down, and realize that people letting you down or not doing a thing you want them to isn't a personal affront. That's sometimes how it feels. Like, you feel attacked, you feel unheard, unlistened to. Why didn't everybody vote for the person I wanted them to vote for? They're all idiots. There's a lot of that in the world. Sometimes with good reason. But we take it as an attack. That's my point. We take someone disagreeing with us as an attack. This is the thing that is out there in the world that is rife. And when you're being attacked all the time, and in the case of someone with NPD, when you think you're just better than, how can you have faith? Why would you have faith in people? It's very lonely. That's ultimately the best way for me to put it. It's very lonely feeling that way. It's very sad and isolating. Thinking everybody will just let you down, one way or another. Waiting for it to happen. And cutting yourself off so it doesn't happen again. It's very lonely. And I think that's where this this strive to bring in other people to have this elite comes from. It's less lonely. Then there are people we can talk to, people on our level enough. This has turned out quite a sad one. Why the narcissist has no faith in you. Because we're scared. Because we've been let down, because we've been hurt, because we've learned one way or another that having faith in people can come back to hurt you. And so when that's happened enough, it becomes difficult to have faith going forward. One way or another, that faith gets chipped away. And before you know it, you'll only work on your own. Because people just let you down, yeah? People leave, people go, people aren't as good as you. It's very lonely. That's why we have no faith. All of this is trauma response, right? All of this is about how we've been hurt, how we react to that. And it might come out of us like we don't trust people, like we don't have faith in them. I guess we don't. But because it's a very unsupportive thing, it can be a very mean thing, a very bad-spirited thing. When you don't have faith in people, you don't treat them well. Especially professionally and that kind of thing. You don't treat people with respect when you have no faith in them. You certainly don't give them opportunity. And it's very lonely, damaging to those around us. But response to trauma just comes out in an awful way. And I'm sorry for that. It's behavior I'd rather have never done. I miss people, right? I miss being involved in something and being part of something. This is all well and good. This is great, right? But, I miss stuff. And I wish I hadn't been, felt I had to isolate like that or be above something. I wished I could have had more faith, really. Anyway, I'll see you on a live stream later, right? They're Monday nights. There's one tonight after I post this video, actually, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midnight UK time. And it'll be posted on Patreon and in the members area later. So you take care, and I'll see you on all those places and stuff like that. Or follow me on Twitter @barking. I never plug that enough. And I'll see you later. Bye.